forget, this is the Mental Wealth Podcast where we normalize therapy, emotional literacy, mindfulness. We discuss all of these things through culturally grounded conversation and education. And whether that be through art, fashion, music, sports, whether we discussing just making finances, all of these things tie into each other. Because without this is what the devil after. Without this, everything else is obsolete. So you got to make sure your mind, body, and soul is correct. Your spirit is right, man. Hey,
That's good, bro.
hey, let's
Man,
go.
appreciate it.
Let's go. Let's drop the claps.
Appreciate it.
And I'm gonna add one of these in here.
That's crazy. That's actually, how do you have that?
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, brother. How you feeling today?
I felt better than ever, honestly.
I love that.
Today's nice. Got my goals, had my whole day listed out,
Mm.
crushing results, sending out invoices, getting
Yeah,
work done, meeting new people. Just,
yeah,
yeah, it's
yeah.
nice. How about you?
Being productive, man. I'm. Listen, man. And whenever I'm a people person, so whenever I get a chance to connect with people, talk to people, pick their brain, be around people, and even when I need my space from people, and I'm always good. As long as I'm able to just do what I feel like, is my calling in a sense. I'm good, man. I'm happy, so I'm not upset. Um, let's talk about yesterday first and foremost, man. Yesterday was my first time being at this wonderful church. I'm not gonna lie. It I couldn't find it at first, and then I was able to meet the preacher, the pastor out front, and he actually pointed me to the direction of where the church was at. And at first, I was kind of like, all right, I was a little caught off guard, and then I seen it, DCNY, right, which is the Dominion City Church, right? So I entered in here and I was blown away, man. Like it looks it looks small, right? But then when you enter in there, it's people with just immense souls. People are praying. People are like, giving their testimonials. It was a lot of good energy. It was a production upstairs, things going on. I was like, yo, this is not what I thought it was going to be, right? So I was really, and then it was like just the personalities, the vibrant energy, man. Like what? First of all, how did you get into, let me stick to the script real quick. Yeah, just that was great, man. I loved everything that I was able to see. How did you get into this world, man? Talk to me.
Yes, so I've been in church all my life. I went to a church prior to this one we just went to for
Mm-hmm.
24 years. And my boy, I met him at a gig upstate. The drummer at my old church was like, yo, I can't hold it down. Him and I were like the main drummers at the time. And I was already trying to leave that last place. So I said, okay, I'll hold down the gig. And I was nervous because, my bro, he's the one who taught me how to play, and he's very talented. Very,
Okay.
very. So I did the gig. I met the main piano player. His name is Jamel, and we just connected. It was cool. It was amazing. March 18th at 2 in the morning
It's my
at our
brother.
hotel
It's my
upstate.
brother's birthday, by the way. Shout out to Hassan. Keep going.
Wow,
Keep going.
that's
Yeah.
shout out to him. Yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah, so we met, and since then, at that time, he told me, "Yo, my church doesn't have a drummer. Would you want to come check us out?" Because I already told him I was trying to leave my old spot. I said, "Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely." And ever since I went to that church, I was like, "Yo, the spirit here is real. The community is authentic. It's a lot of people my age. People are serious about the word. And I've been to a lot of churches because I've played. I've gotten paid, lots of money, little money, no money, different places. But this place in particular, it was something different.
Mhm.
So I ended up signing a contract with my old pastor and bishop. And I told them by the end of September 2023, I gotta leave. Like and since then I've been at Dominion City, New York, and
Wow.
it has blessed my life.
Yeah. Man, I love that, man. You were able to, seize an opportunity that, you probably weren't even, I don't know if you were looking for that opportunity, but someone asked you and then you just seized that opportunity, and you were like, you know what, I'm here. You like the energy there. And that's the most important part is like, if the energy is right, then you know what, why not just, put my foot down a little bit and see what else is going on here. That's great, man. So you've been there for a few years now. Tell me something, man. Sean, my bad, my brother. Tell me something. What does it mean for you to be a God fearing man in today's world,
God fearing man in today's world.
especially as a black man, as a leader? You know, like what does it mean for you?
Well, just first off, looking at God, you understand there's a higher power. Looking at the part of man, God fearing man, you're a man. Every man is wicked. Every person has issues on the inside, whether it be
Mm,
soul wounds. Like we're not perfect, you know. And the fear of God is something that's really good in the statement, God fearing man, because you're a man who realizes your imperfection and you have reverence, respect for the person who doesn't require you to be perfect, but just requires relationship.
yes.
And out of that reverence, you're someone who has a sense of godliness, not in and of yourself, but you're adopting his. That's all it is. You know, when you're trying to get into a party and your friend has the exclusive VIP pass and you don't, there's nothing that you can do or say or present yourself to be to have that unless that friend gives you that VIP pass.
Hmm.
When you have that label God fearing, all you're doing is taking on that pass of godliness and you're respecting the person who can give it to you. Nobody else can, and all you end up is the man who has that fear of God, that respect, that reverence that gets you into certain places that outside of godliness you would not otherwise get.
Mm. That's so true, man. I'm just I love that, man. Just being able to, like you, the thing you said to me, just having that VIP pass, right? Like you get that exclusivity that you're not able to have otherwise until you accept, like I'm here with God. This is everything. And it was, man, it was so many amazing things that was discovered that I was listening to yesterday. And one of the things that I was listening to that I've read was like obedience is better than sacrifice. Man. And I was like, that never dawned on me. Like, obedience is better than sacrifice, right? And it was like, what does that mean to you? What does that mean to you, man?
All right, so let's say it's like you want to do the thing that'll keep you out of trouble as
Mm,
opposed to try to make up for you getting in trouble.
mm,
You know, if like when you're kids, sometimes your parents have said, "Hey, don't touch that $100 bill," but then you take it and then you spend it and then you get in trouble. But you try to use something you bought, maybe $30 with that $100 to make
mm,
your parents feel nice, and they're like, "Nah, nah, this token, this gift, this sacrifice, because that's all a sacrifice is, a gift. It
yeah.
doesn't make up for you. You'd be better off just obeying. Now you got to get some licks. You know, that's literally what it means. Obedience is better than sacrifice because you stay out of trouble as opposed to trying to get yourself out of trouble
Mm,
when you obey.
yeah, dang, this woo. You stay out of trouble as opposed to getting yourself out of trouble. I don't understand. I don't think too many people. They probably will, but right now it probably went over some people's head, man. That's deep, man. That's deep. I'm serious, man. That's deep, man. Trying to keep yourself right, and because once you get involved in the trouble, it becomes very stressful trying to get out of the trouble. I
Yeah,
mean, if you even look at like the things that's happening right now in the news and like what's happening to people we once grew up liking, or just just people in general, right? Just locals. It's once you're in it, now you're trying to get yourself back out of it. It becomes a very just nasty situation of trying to reestablish peace within yourself and find that boundary. I mean, find that balance. So that's a hard place to be, man. Let me ask you, how hard has this journey been for you so far, man? Like,
yo,
what has it been like for you?
it's been very difficult,
Hmm.
very difficult. When you, as far as walking with God, entrepreneurship, or
Hmm.
everything. All right, so I'll say it's been an eye
Everything,
opener.
everything, just everything. I know. I was listening to you, then I caught it. Like, oh, you're asking me. My bad. So yeah, everything, man.
Thing. Yo, it's been an eye opener, very challenging, right? It shows you who you are, you know,
Hmm.
being on this journey where you leave a place because you see all these issues, but when you get to this new place, you realize, nah, if you were just a different person, a better person, you wouldn't have had those situations. So
Hmm.
it was a lot less of pointing the finger at other people, and I had to see that it was me. You know, me to be specific. When I left my old church, coming to Dominion City, I thought that everything I experienced and the people were the problem, but then I learned I was. So now it's challenging starting to diagnose the situations or the internal issues and things of that nature, because we all have those, right?
Right, right.
And then being able to heal. And a lot of that came from conversation, which I think is very important with other people, human beings, but then doing that time where it's just you and God. And now he shows you who you are. And in order to actually change, not break a habit or just be a person that constitutes different behaviors in different areas, to excavate that very issue you had internally, you have to go to God.
Yeah.
You know, so it's been challenging, facing self, accepting, still loving, but being willing to go on that journey with him to uproot those issues, those addictions, those cycles, those frameworks, all that stuff. And it's also been a huge blessing because even with that, the beautiful thing about this process, and I can't speak it outside of God because he's the only one who's really been with me every day of the journey.
That's
He
right.
will allow the mess that I see to not be the main thing put out there.
Hmm.
He'll work with it, and he'll just work on my strengths. He'll just present my strengths. And a lot of the doors that I'm in with entrepreneurship, even with school, a lot of opportunities and connections, bro, it's really his grace.
Mm.
It's really his grace. It reminds me of Adam when he's in the garden. God literally made the garden first, and all he did was put Adam in there. Genesis chapter 2, 7 through 14. And he said, "Yo, just take care of this. Take care of this ground." But God already did the hard work.
Mm.
Adam just has to do those very few things, put in 20% of the work and get 80% of the results.
Mm.
And I've been in this entrepreneurship business, and even my thought I was on a walk with God, putting in a lot more work, and I realized I was outside of His grace, which is why it was hard. It was challenging. I'm literally in opportunities, businesses, partnerships. I'll talk about that if the questions allow. That I, in and of myself, aren't as qualified for as other people.
Mm.
Shares in a metaverse company. That literally one of the investors, Bill Tingling. When I spoke prior to me, actually, there was someone who's a very big a social media influencer. I would love to connect you to. Great marketer. He had a 20-minute presentation, and I had to speak on behalf of my media company at this investor meeting. I
Wait,
didn't have a
what's
presentation.
the name of your media company?
Freedom Creator House.
What is it?
Freedom Creator House.
Freedom Creative House. Thank you.
Yeah, creator.
Creator House. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So I spoke about our vision, where we came from, where we were going, how we were going to partner with this metaverse company that works with a lot of high school, middle school, and college athletes. They also work with retired athletes and coaches, specifically in basketball, and just talking about the vision, how we came to be. And the investor, Bill Tingling, one of the investors, he pledged $1 million into the company off the strength of that little talk I did.
To your business?
Yeah, in a metaverse company that I'm one of the founders for.
Well, still, you got equity in there.
Yes, I have a lot of shares in that company.
Okay, black man. Just want to make sure you're doing it right.
Yeah, yeah,
Congrats.
yeah.
Congrats, brother. Congrats.
Thank you. Yo, they just they flew us out to West Palm Beach, Florida.
Hmm.
Yo, that content is looking hot. We're still editing it, but I
Hmm.
can't wait to put that out. But I'm telling you, it's literally God putting me in doors I didn't even pick,
Yeah.
desire, or know existed for myself. Or I could not get myself in, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Well, man, it's always said, you don't I'm trying to make sure I get the information right because I am not as well versed in the Bible as I believe you are. So when God picks you, brother, you don't need to have, all of these skills and everything. It's just if he picks you, he's gonna put that energy into you. He's gonna give you what you need, and so it's always like what, never question it. It's just kind of like, what, thank you. I don't know why. Because even when I was reading the Bible, at, I know even Moses was questioning, like, yo, bro, why you pick me? You
I
know what
was
I mean?
reading
Like,
about that story today.
why you pick me out of everybody? Give it over here, go over there. I don't need it. You know what I mean? And it was like, man, like it's you can't like, I don't even know how to even word it, man. You just have to like take that energy and be like, you know what, cool. This is a gift you gave me. This is something you bestowed upon me. I may not like it. You don't have to always like it. There's plenty of people, if you read the Bible, that don't always like what they've been blessed with, right? But still, they choose to, as God talks to them, and they choose to continue the assignment, man. They choose to continue the assignment. Yeah, but I speak on that. I know you was about to talk about that because you were reading
Bro,
that today.
literally, I pride myself on let me rephrase that. I think it's wise for any believer to understand what they believe in, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, um, last year, actually, from last year May, I finished the Bible from May to May this year
Mm-hmm.
in the King James version, the main version, and then
Mm-hmm.
in another translation, I had it right here. It's the New Living Translation, a lot easier to understand. So just going from Genesis to the last book, I'm in the second book of the Bible, Exodus,
Mm-hmm.
and this morning I was literally reading Moses' story, and it talks about how that conversation with God, he questioned God five times, saying, "Am I that person? You really want to use me? Why? What if I have this issue? Oh, I have this issue. Are you sure it's me?"
I
And
ain't
God
even like
answered him.
that. I ain't even like that guy. You, what you want me for? I ain't even like that. That's how I viewed it. Like,
Word.
I ain't even like that. Like, what you,
Yeah.
man? Yo, you know what else is crazy about that for me is I think if I'm not mistaken, he even told them, stop talking about me. Stop talking about me because God doesn't like when y'all talk about me. Stop it.
Yes,
And they
literally.
like, yeah, yeah, okay, cool, yeah, well, and they still did it. Still did it, right? It was like it was man, it's the Bible got so many gems, man. Not to get so religious in here, you know what I mean? I know, no disrespect at all, but it's
Straight,
just
straight.
it's all right, man. But this is what we on today. This is our platform. This is what we're on today. So I love it, man. It's a beautiful space to be in, brother. You are you're part of a zone. I seen that.
A zone?
Yeah, you're part of a zone. So you are someone that is because you Brooklyn is your zone. Am I not correct?
Oh, based off the zonals they put out
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
Funny story. So no, I'm not. Those zones are ran by different pastors in the church.
Oh, okay. Talk to me.
So every Wednesday there's a Bible study that the pastors have. The main
Mm-hmm.
pastor that you saw yesterday, he
Mm-hmm.
has his thing, his Bible study at 6 p.m. every Wednesday. My bro Akil, he's one of the pastors that runs it in Brooklyn. Another pastor in the city, my friend Crystal, another person Tammy in Long Island, by me, and then my guy Josh, he runs Far Rockaway.
Okay.
But the small group aspect is what I do in Brooklyn bi-weekly. So I have people in Brooklyn. There's about
Yeah.
maybe a dozen of us
Right.
in
Shout out to
Brooklyn.
Anata because I met you through
Yeah,
Anata, which
yeah,
was a dope session. I was able to just show up, kick it with you all, and then it was like fruits and just food and just people just talking and vibing. And I thought that was pretty cool, man. Like I like being able to have that like fellowship and be able to talk and vibe a little bit and just express ourselves in a way because you don't see that often with black men. I mean, I know it happens, but you don't get a chance to see it, as much as I don't as much as I would like, and so to be a part of that I thought was pretty cool. And just to hear you speak and have that conversation and discuss things with us. And then there was a gentleman there that didn't who wasn't used to speaking out loud, but then he decided now he wanted to like open up more and share more. So it was real good. It was very good.
thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, man. How do you juggle, pretty much how do you stay grounded in your faith while juggling the business, creativity, and just your leadership?
All right, so how do I juggle everything? Funny thing is, I actually can juggle. That's a fun fact. Like, but to be more intentional with that answer, I just remember what I'm doing it for.
Yeah.
Simon Sinek, he wrote a really great book called Start with Why. I
Hmm.
read it a few times. I have it either on my shelf here in the attic. You have to remember why you're doing what you're doing so that you have the motivation, or rather the discipline. Because if you have a goal, if you have a reason why you're doing something, until you hit that, or you see that reason as a lifelong commitment,
Hmm.
right? Why you're doing something, you're not going to do it. So I always stick with the why. I understand that there are relationships that will benefit and grow or rise from what I'm doing. I'll become more of what I look, because I'm into fitness. I'm into my, entrepreneurship stuff, spreading the word of God, being a family man. I was a student, recently graduated.
Hmm.
Um,
Congratulations. I saw that. Congrats. Yeah.
Thank you. And yeah, whatever else I'm doing, I honestly think I'm not doing enough.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be honest with you, I'm every day I'm trying to put together a list of what I got to do from the moment I wake up till sleep,
Yeah.
right? And the list isn't even finished for today, but I've hit everything on this already, and I'm way ahead of schedule. So I'm trying to find more that I can do within the realm of what I already have to do. Right.
Hmm.
So fitness, I'm going on another hike later with my dad. I cannot wait for that. I'm into fitness.
Yeah.
As far as business, I have a business meeting after this. We're partnering with City College and a few realtors in the city, in Harlem and Brooklyn. Like I have a lot of fun, exciting things I get to do, and it's
Yeah.
only by God's grace. Like I literally wrote this note earlier today. You have a mo? Is it cool if I just pull it up?
Go ahead.
Yeah. So I wrote this down as I was on the treadmill just studying. Okay, it says, and it's based off of a scripture, 1 Corinthians 15:10. It says, "But whatever I am now, it is all because God poured out His special favor on me, and not without results. For I have worked harder than any of the other apostles, yet it was not I, but God who was working through me by His grace." And that's the Apostle Paul speaking. He wasn't one of the people that saw Jesus in the flesh, but he was
Hmm.
still given that enablement to do a lot of work for him and to be in tune with him on a
Hmm.
high degree. And the note I took from this was grace doesn't negate work, it only enables it. Last sentence. You become more impactful and productive when you're under the grace of God and you get more results. So
Hmm.
that I have so much grace, it's like, yo, I see so many more things I could do with my time. Like, what else can I do to
Hmm.
create more profitability, to get my mind sharper, to maybe even take time to unpack those traumas,
Hmm.
because those are parts of my life, so I have so much grace and favor on my life. I'm just trying to not abuse it, but
Hmm.
or exhaust it necessarily, but take advantage.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that I just juggle by remembering why I'm doing what I'm doing,
Hmm.
and understanding it's beyond me. It's bigger than me.
Yeah. That's a
So
fact, man. That's a fact. Let me ask you,
mhm.
as a business owner, and a creative at the same time, how do you merge your love for the storytelling world and like the film and film with your professional life? Like, so how do you merge those two?
Thank you for even acknowledging that. I love stories. I
Yeah.
love stories, bro. Like, dude, stories are you want to learn. We grew up on entertainment. Entertainment is just a form of stories.
Hmm.
It requires me to be very unselfish,
Hmm.
and it's something I'm still working on as far as not wanting to be the person on camera for the wrong reason.
Yeah.
Understanding that me being able to help someone podcast or portray, capture, and tell their story in a way that best serves them and the people they're trying to, build community with, I often have to make that the priority, especially in business, because I've gone viral before.
Hmm.
I've gone viral and doing it for myself, specifically on YouTube, and then having to shut that down because my school, I was posting the content of all the homeworks, the quizzes, the tests illegally for a year and a half. They caught me. I could show you the DM. They sent me, yo, if we saw that you have a YouTube channel posting all this curriculum, if you don't take it
Hmm.
down in 48 hours, we're gonna expel you. So I just shut down the old YouTube channel,
Hmm.
and then I had to build from scratch. So I just remember that people have reasons why they're coming to us,
Yeah.
and in the various niches we work with, it allows me to meet people I otherwise would not meet, being able to come with the camera and then portray a story that they otherwise would not tell if not
Yeah.
for me. A lot of our gifts are supposed to be unselfish, right?
Facts.
And we can still use it for
Give
ourselves.
generously. Hmm.
Yeah, literally.
Hmm.
So I just remember it's not about me. Get over you, Sean. And yes, a paycheck does come attached with helping other people, but even that doesn't pay for my discipline. It gives me reason to be disciplined, but I still have to come with discipline. So it's
Facts.
a lot of discipline that with the love of storytelling and then working on the film aspect for other people in my company, other businesses, brand owners, all whatever the case may be. Just remembering it's not about me and knowing that other people's lives are better off because I'm being the foundation. They could come to me as the CEO. We set up appointments. We schedule meetings. We send out videographers, photographers, whatever the case may be. And
Hmm.
at the end of the day, whenever the post or all the work is done, I end up being very grateful looking back at this finalized product anyway. So I have to remember, that when the process gets tedious, because it does get tedious, especially when you've been good with just you on a viral scale. So I'm grateful you asked that question and acknowledged my love of storytelling. I don't think I actually told you I love storytelling.
Yeah,
but you
man.
could tell.
It's great, man, to know. Just to see that and just see how you are like putting everything together, and just like I also see that you have a lot of you have a lot of energy within yourself because you are getting so close to God and learning so much about it that you are almost like I'm a student and I need to know more and I want to do more, and I can see that energy within you. And it's almost like do you because you mentioned that let me make sure I get this correct, the Freedom Creator House,
Mhm.
right? Do you do you do you do you create videos, like not create videos, but do you what is the word I'm trying to figure out, are you able to yeah, like create videos? Do you, if an artist wanted to say, hey, I need, I would need somebody to, like, a videographer, somebody to come and just direct a video, shoot a video for me, are you able to lend out a director, I mean a video person for that?
100%.
Does it matter if it's a secular or sacred?
That's the thing. I don't like to shy people from gaining opportunities, deprive
Okay.
them. If it's secular, and I come across that all the time, I always put on my boy who is in that.
Hmm.
Why should I dictate what? I may not be able or desire to put my own self into it because of more reasons or time obligations, restrictions, whatever the case. But I
Yeah.
know the people who do that. And I
Yeah.
know that in this world of entrepreneurship, everyone's got to eat. I don't like to play God with that. I like to steward rather the connection
Mm,
God gives me. Um,
I love that.
yeah, so that's how I play when it comes to a secular or sacred.
Okay.
Is it time manageable? Can I actually do this,
Yeah.
or is it something that goes against what I believe? You
Hmm.
know.
That's beautifully, man. That's well put, man. I like that.
Thank you.
Let me ask you this, because this is the main part of this segment right here. We are now into the mental health part of this.
Yes.
Uh, so I just want you to get ready for some of these mental health questions here, brother. While we're starting, my first question to you is on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, 1 being the worst. Where are you at today?
Where am I at? Scale from 1 to 10,
Mm,
bro. I'm at like a 5. Honestly,
okay.
I'm
Okay.
at a 5.
Mhm.
I have just graduated, and for the last 4 weeks, bro, I was thinking, yo, I need to have this job or just double down on business because I have job. I could be working with Netflix, move to California. That's what my
Mhm.
school set us up on track to do. But then a lot of the business that's going on and the scaling of said businesses, and partnerships and things of that nature, I would not be able to do it to the capacity that you know.
Mhm.
So it's interesting in that in this transition period, seeing how I can go from just being able to afford the bills I have, paying rent at home and whatever, to actually have my own place. I would like to have my own place,
Mhm.
and then also getting other people to that level because I want the people around me to also benefit. So I
Yeah.
don't count myself as someone who's arrived at all, but I am enjoying the journey. I
Yeah.
definitely am enjoying the journey. As far as financial, as far as relationships, I want to learn. I want to become more mature in dealing with, I guess, the situations that come with people, and not being over empathetic,
Yeah.
being understanding, being more stoic, knowing how to see what I like and be okay not going after it. That takes a
Mm.
lot of discipline,
That's,
things of that
mhm.
nature. So that's with self. Um, I'm great with, and talking to people. I thank God for that strength, bro. I thank God that's literally why it's not anywhere lower than a 5 because those are I see areas of desires and needful improvement.
Mhm.
And then as far as my faith in God, it's good to know the Bible, right? I don't even count myself as someone who knows a lot of the Bible. I just need God to. I need to surrender more to God, if that makes
Mhm.
sense. So if
Mhm.
anyone says like you a lot, I barely scratch the surface. I'm not even
Mhm.
comparing. I'm literally on a journey to just getting more of God because it's one you can know His word and still not know Him, right?
Talk about it. Talk about it.
So I'm really trying to do that. But one thing I do understand, even
They
with
say
all those, sorry,
they
what you say?
say they say even the devil knows his word,
Yeah,
right?
He knows
So
it more than anybody.
more than anybody. So it's you could. That's one thing. That's what be. I be. trying to let people know that it doesn't matter how eloquently or beautifully you talk or you know it like this. It doesn't mean. I mean, you was just talking about that. No one's good. No one's good here but God. No one. You know what I mean? So
Right. Got that right, bro.
mhm,
And that's the beautiful thing is he's the VIP pass.
the VIP
Um,
pass.
so as far as that, man, I just want to meet him where he's at. You know,
Hmm.
be more sensitive to spiritual things. You know,
Yeah.
because no, saying the Bible and all that stuff, there's a difference between information and revelation. So I'm trying to get more in tune with his voice as opposed to only what his word says. But it's a starting point.
Yeah.
It's the bridge, and just living more obediently and not trying to be perfect,
Hmm.
not trying to be more like me, but just be more like him, but
Yeah.
with my personality.
I like that,
That's all.
man.
So yeah, I'm
Um.
literally I'm ready for more. I have
Yeah.
not arrived, but I'm still blessed.
Do you meditate?
Define meditate.
Um. I don't really have the correct definition, but do you find a moment to for stillness? Do you find a moment to allow for yourself to be calm, be centered? You know what I mean? Like allow for your thoughts to come back to you. Do you have those moments within your life?
Bro, three people in the last month. I remember them specifically. Two, one, two, three, four. 2 to 3 people in the last month asked me, "Do I practice just being still?" And since then, I've practiced it. I practice it. It's the only way to really unpack trauma, get to the root of issues, and not the activity of what the root issue was.
Hmm.
Just being able to clear my mind, all that stuff. Like no music, no sound, no, not just being still. Just go whether I'm
Right.
talking to God or just going through the, you know. So I've
Right.
started doing that in the last month, and that's what's helped me be more transparent
Love it.
because I really used to hide behind the successes and the things going on for me. Even when you put up to the Bible study, God's been really I've been allowing Him to really just work on me, bro, and it's very
Mhm.
refreshing being able to not have that weight trying to maintain an image.
Yeah.
Um, because at the end of the day, when we die, that image doesn't come with us. It's how good did God know your heart, and did you do what He asked you to do?
That's
So
right.
I meditate to make sure, yo, I can reflect, introspect, yo, why did I do this? This is what I did. Okay, let's keep doing that.
Hmm.
Just see what I liked, what I disliked, to understand myself, to understand my day, understand what God was even trying to tell me or show me rather.
Hmm.
Because we may not hear His voice, we may not even know it's Him talking, but He's
Yeah.
shown us a few things. He's the one, and life in and of itself. You could
Yeah.
just look at what you've seen and kind of put things together. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Facts.
meditating has helped a lot for real. Prayer especially.
I mean, one of the reasons I asked, well, for one, meditation is a way to train your mind to slow down, focus, and feel
Mm,
more peaceful, right? Slow down, focus, and feel more peaceful. But also in that space, I know the Bible, at times, the Lord at times talks about being still, so
mm,
you can hear my voice, and I know you were saying, I got everything on this list. This whole list is here, but I need to know what's next. And that's why I'm like, well, do you find moments to like slow down, to be more peaceful, to hear his voice a little bit? Because maybe that's part of the process is like he wants you to, hey, you got it, but you got to slow down a little bit for a second. I don't know. I don't know. No one knows. I have no idea what he's discussed, how he feels. But yeah, man, it's just something I just wanted to just touch on a little bit to see. And it might be. I tried it. I remember the first time I got around to it. This was years ago, and it has helped me so much in terms of like calming myself, recentering myself, and then even when I'm upset, man, like if I'm mad, something makes me mad for a second. I will fall back for a second. I will say a quick prayer to myself, and I ask God to release this energy off my spirit. You know what I mean? Like whatever that may be. If I'm angry, if I'm feeling like I want to hurt someone, if I'm feeling like I just want to yell, I ask to release that energy real fast. And believe it or not, well, you know this, it goes away. It clears my energy so fast, man. And I have to and I'm so thankful for that. When I discovered to do that, I have saved myself so much, heartbreak and anguish and drama just by being able to take a moment, be to myself, and ask God to like, hey, get this energy off me. I don't know what this is because I don't like it. It doesn't make me feel good. So
I second that.
Yeah, man, it's pretty good for myself. Because being somebody that grew up with it with anger issues and stuff like that when I was a kid,
Word.
so you know, it has helped a lot. Um, how do you protect your mental health and emotional balance?
I do the same thing, and I have
Hmm.
to be alone for that to work. I
Yeah.
have to, and it happens all the time. Sometimes I think I'm not doing enough for certain goals I have and things like that. God was actually telling me like, "Yo, you gotta pick things up, like start being more structured,
Hmm.
because I can't bless something that's not structured." You know,
Mm.
if you have a house and the foundation's laid, if you don't have pillars, you just have a land of territory. But until you have pillars, structures, things, beams that support the foundation, don't care as
Yeah.
much weight as the foundation, but things of that nature, they support it. Until you have that, nothing else can be put in or put
Hmm.
around. God can't bless. So I relate. That meditation thing has been very helpful. Sorry, just going back to the question, if you could repeat it.
No, how do you protect your mental health and emotional balance?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so doing that, in doing that last night, that's actually how I came up with this list, because I realized, all right, there are certain things that I miss and goals that I have. How can I measure them out? You know, so I just take that time so that I can have a clear mind. I mute my phone a lot. I don't feel obligated to answer certain calls or texts. I mute certain apps.
Mm.
I allow the music I listen to help with that as well. You know, music is the only thing that doesn't need a key or permission to enter your soul.
That's
So I make
right.
sure the music I listen to reflects something that is good
Hmm.
for my soul. I like to sing as well. I go on hikes. I play the drums. So certain times I will do those things for my own mental health and have conversations. Yo, there are people in our lives for a reason, you know,
Right.
and
That's
I
a
don't have
fact.
all the answers. So even hearing your perspective on meditation and literally doing the simplest thing, just speaking to God, hey, take this off. I do that a lot more than I even realized.
Hmm.
And that just brings more peace when you get to hear from other people, because maybe what they have to say in a way that um they have to say it in the way that you'll hear it will literally give you the answers you didn't even know you're looking for.
That's right.
Relationships are the best thing, whether it be in conversations, in counseling,
Hmm.
whatever the case may be. You know, I really am grateful for my relationships because they don't allow the funk to stay here if I
Yeah.
don't or cannot take care of it by myself.
Right. I love that, man. Just like yesterday, hearing the testimonials yesterday, it was just great to. I know people were sharing like their pain or sharing just things that has, made them frustrated or upset at times, but also just hearing how God brought them through those moments. It just gave me just it re-sparked something inside of myself to be like, you know what, I'm on the right path, I'm doing the right things, and this is some place where he wanted me to be at this particular time to learn this information. And because like you said, it's not just every day you know it, and then it might just go away for a split second or a couple of minutes or whatever, and then you'll see it or rehear it or get around it, and then like, oh shoot, I forgot this. This is let me I got off my grind for a second. Let me get back to my purpose and understand why I feel the way I feel. And sometimes people be like, "Oh, but you always been like that. You've always been this way. You've always been focused." And it's like, no, I appeared to be focused and appeared to be on my best path, because that's the image I wanted y'all to see. But it's days, man. I ain't always been right. It's some days I done been sleeping and just I don't want to get up. It's some days I'm looking at things I ain't supposed to be looking at. It's some days where I'm around things I don't want to be around, or people giving me energy that I don't really want, but I have to like remember, why I'm here and what it is I'm trying to do. And obedience is better than sacrifice. So let me get back on my discipline,
Mm.
and figure this out. And so that's something that I've learned through all of that, man. Um, have you ever had burnout or doubt in your purpose? Um,
Absolutely.
and how did you get through those moments?
So I ask myself, why do I feel this way? And I just sit with it. And then I look at, who am I trying to get the approval of?
Hmm.
You know, my purpose, as far as I believe everyone's purpose, because this is what Jesus died for. Everyone's purpose is to lead other people to Him.
Mm.
You know, there were two kingdoms before we were born, heaven and hell, and God only made hell for the enemy. But people who live out of alignment with what He wants end up going there. So I understand everyone's purpose. Jesus literally told the disciples in Matthew 28, go and make disciples, preach the gospel, teach it, lead them in the way that they should go, and train them up pertaining to spiritual things. So that's everyone's purpose. The actual specific path that people are supposed to take to fulfill their purpose, whether they have this job, this type of business or businesses, this specific partner, or live here, live all that specific stuff. That purpose and the specifications for that person come later once
Mm.
you're actually on the journey of doing what God primarily wanted you to do.
Yeah.
So there are times I felt burnt out and like my purpose was null and void and it wasn't there because it didn't work out, because I'm not seeing what I thought God wanted. Like I'm trying to make him proud, or I'm just not seeing what I think success should be as far as my purpose, whether it
Hmm.
be with leading people to Christ or with business. Not everything, nothing's a straight line on perfectly uphill.
No,
Nothing.
no, no, no. You're right. It's holistic. It's in statuses, not in. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Yeah,
it's not linear. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, so just getting over that, how I deal with it, man. You just gotta sit back and say, yo, there were times that Jesus spoke to people and it didn't work out, right?
yeah,
Not every pebble you toss across the water is gonna make a couple skips. So you just chill off that, man. You just disattach from the results and you just marry the work.
yeah.
And you don't have to marry the methods necessarily. You could be flexible. You just
Marry
know
the
you have
world.
another day by His grace to just go at it again, and it's a constant reminder thing. So it's not like, oh yeah, there's certain ways you have to convince yourself or just speak to God so you can leave that stronghold, remove that mental frustration when you're not hitting those purposes or those goals and things like that. So I'm finding so much more peace in doing that.
I'm
Yeah,
hearing
so
passion. I'm hearing passion. A lot of passion. Make sure you have that passion.
yeah,
Yeah, love it, man. That there's so much we could talk about, brother, and just break down and discuss and go into. I like your ceiling, by the way. That's fire. Um, as man. Real quick before we go, what advice would you give to someone who's trying to figure out their purpose and just but feel stuck spiritually or mentally?
that one thing, yo, what would that advice be?
Hmm.
Mm. All right. I was at the gym earlier, right? And I met this guy. He was working out. I was gonna leave to go do something else, hit the treadmill for an hour, but then I felt something in my gut said, "No, go talk to him." Right? Like just go talk to him. That nudge. So I spoke to him, asked him if he was done with that specific machine. He said no, he was gonna keep using it. But then we started talking. He asked me about my business and stuff like that because he said he used to follow. He followed me on IG. I literally put it in the small group chat earlier.
Hmm.
He followed me on IG 3 years ago, and he was just asking about like how do you know your purpose, all that stuff. Man, I've seen a lot of things. There are things that may satisfy people's desires, but ask yourself, does this actually fulfill my soul?
Hmm.
At the end of the day, we have a blueprint. We have a spiritual blueprint. There's someone who created us with a specific desire. He was very intentional. He didn't just make us for us to figure out life on our own. He has a specific path and specific people that he's called to us. So until we learn that blueprint, right? Until we get to know the person who even made us, we won't even know what we're made for.
Hmm.
As far as your purpose, man, I'm telling you, for me, I can only say this for me. My peace and hope and joy and the way that tears have been wiped away, the way that confusion's been alleviated is solely on me going to God.
Hmm.
Solely, you know. And with that, man, it's overwhelmingly good. It's just so great that peace you have on the inside because the money doesn't matter. There are people who are wealthy and they still kill themselves.
Hmm.
The people who
That's
have
a
all the
fact.
attention, the social media, the movie, like, they have all that glitter and glamour, but they're not content with who they are on the inside or what's going on. So the real peace in life isn't in the material things; it's living life from the inside out.
Hmm.
And God's on the inside of every person. So until you're in tune with that person who's living inside of you, the real question is, even though your life may look good, how are you really? Have you
Yeah,
only learned to suppress
Yeah.
Or are you really just in distress and it takes one moment for someone to put you in a situation where that suppression now excavates and now it becomes ugly? So
Right.
my advice to anybody struggling with purpose or any of that, go to God.
Yeah.
He has a specific plan for you, a plan to prosper you, not to harm you, to give you hope in the future.
Mhm.
So yeah, if he can give you better than you can create or imagine for yourself, and he will do so much more than you can do in and of yourself. So that's my advice.
Hey man, listen. That we appreciate your wisdom, brother. Thank you for your time. It's been a blessing. Just to sit here and chop it up with you a little bit. Um, where can we find you?
Yeah, you can find me on the gram, Sean underscore A underscore White. Sean spelled STAN. You can find me on freedomcreatorhouse.com. We have our own website.
Mhm.
And yeah, find me in person. I'm a social person, so you'll probably see me out here.
Love it, man. Look, if you don't have anything else, I definitely want to appreciate you for stepping in. I appreciate all my wealth builders who stepped in today, my mental wealth builders. We do appreciate you all. Please like, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Follow Sean. Follow me at Life with Halston. You can also follow me at Mental Wealth Academy 8. Each one teach one, spread the information, get the knowledge, and we all are doing our work out here, brother. I appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
Have a good afternoon.
You too.